Good morning, my name is Keith Russell, and I'm sorry I can't be with you all today, and I'm going to be talking with you about some of the analytics and then some of the results that we came up with from our data analysis. The EIGHTS helpfulness and mindfulness ratings were, the first thing we did was decompose them into within client components, differences between 2-week periods in a rating, for example, mindfulness, and between client components, difference between clients and their average rating for all weeks in treatment. So following the recommendations of Wang and Maxwell, we use person-centering decomposition. Specifically, we created within client mindfulness scores by subtracting each client's 2-week mindfulness score from his average mindfulness score across all of his weeks in treatment. Between client mindfulness was the average mindfulness score for all 2 weeks in treatment, and a similar procedure was used to make within client and between client scores for helpfulness and the 4 factors in the EIGHTS scale: group adventure, reflection, nature, and challenge. In addition, we aggravated the OQ45 scores of the other clients, excluding the focal person, in treatment for each 2-week period to create an other client OQ45 score. We use this other client OQ45 score to control for data nesting, as described by Task et al. In 2010 and Gillis, Kivligan, and Russell in 2016. So an example of this, let's say we were looking at the variable of mindfulness, how mindful they were during that experience at a certain week in time. In this case, I have week 6. So for the within person analysis, this score at week 6 would be compared, and this is within person, would be compared to his prior score on mindfulness in previous weeks, 2 and 4. And we computed this score for the helpfulness measure as well as each of the 4 subscale scores in the EIGHTS. And we did that for weeks 2, 4, 6, and 8 for each variable. The between person scores, for example, were developed by taking their score at that particular time period, in this case again week 6, and then compare that to all other member scores for that variable across all other time periods. We call that the grand mean. So in other words, the grand mean for that particular variable in week 6 would be the individual client's score in week 6 compared to that grand mean. So that's how we conducted the analytics to get it set, and then let's talk about some of the results we found. The first set of results for the within person variables suggested that the client's perceptions of how helpful the experience was for them during a 2-week period, coupled with how mindful they were during a 2-week period, explained a significant amount of variance in treatment outcome. And this is shown with p-values for within and mindful and helpful at 0.045 and 0.044. In practical terms, this suggests that clients who believed the experience was helpful when compared to all other clients' ratings of helpfulness had better treatment outcome. In the context of a group-based experience, this makes sense in that helpfulness may affect an individual's attitude, which may in turn change their behavior while on the experience, thus affecting others' behaviors in a way consistent with, for example, Bandura's notion of emergent interactive agency. These results are also consistent with research by Gillis, Kivligan, and Russell that demonstrated the influence of group engagement on treatment outcome in group settings through APIM analysis. That study reported that when group members generally saw the group as more engaged, higher between group member engagement ratings were related to greater improvements as measured by reduced OQ45 scores. And when clients generally saw the group as more engaged, weeks with relatively more actor engagement compared to other weeks were associated with greater reduction in OQ45 scores. In addition, one individual factor inherent in the EIGHTS, the group adventure, differentially explained treatment outcome, suggesting that this factor is unique and concurrent, so we believe it's present and is present in some degree at all times, just to vary in differential degrees. And it's helpful in understanding how group-based adventure experiences contribute to treatment outcome. The group process is a powerful factor in explaining change. Positive attitudes are contagious, whether they be manifest through cognitive, motivational, or affective means, which are all inherent in an adventure therapy experience, and anticipated outcomes and goal attainment are reason to be impacted by these positive attitudes. Bandura's emergent interactive agency may be at work in this group-based experience for these young men in treatment, in that those members who found the experience to be more helpful did indeed improve more during their time in treatment than did their counterparts. When this result is juxtaposed to the between-person mindfulness rating that was not shown to significantly impact treatment outcome, the implications are less clear and may warrant further research. When we look at the between-person results, the helpfulness again was a significant predictor. Their perceptions of how helpful the experience was for them during a 2-week period again explained a significant amount of variance in treatment outcome. In the between-client model, group adventure again was the only factor in the AITS scale that predicted change. The results again suggest that the group-based adventure factor is a unique predictor of positive change. And when we look at that factor more closely, the items that address the factor with questions that included bonding with peers, being supported by their leaders, and applying lessons to their treatment goals, and having a sense of accomplishment, all of these items capture the essence of a group-based adventure experience characterized by developing common goals, working together, and achieving realistic goals. When clients perceive this to be an important factor compared to other clients' perceptions along this factor across all weeks in treatment, significant therapeutic progress was made. So I'll let Lee take over with the final results and conclusions, and thanks for your time this morning.